And it's time for the relationship segment of our show today. And I have in studio McKinney Hammond, who is a pastor, she's a minister, she's an author, and amongst many other things, also does relationships, discussions and topics and advises people. Michelle, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well. What's new with you? What's up?
I'm hosting a cruise.
Really?
Yes.
Hey,
I love cruises.
You don't cease to surprise me.
Well, you know, I have been a cruiser for many years. My aunt was actively involved. I think she would go on 2 or 3 cruises a year. It's fabulous. It's like being in a floating hotel, and every day you get up, you're in a different place. And you don't have to take your bags off. You just get off, walk around, shop, get back on. And then they have fabulous food nonstop. And every night they have theater. So it's like going to Broadway every night.
Yeah.
Then, of course, you can dance, you can do karaoke, you can just chill. It's the most fabulous getaway. So I decided I would carry on my aunt's tradition, who passed away last year, of now inviting people to go on cruises with me. So basically, this cruise leaves from Athens. So I have an all-inclusive package for everyone from Ghana and Nigeria. That includes everything. And so we fly to Athens, and we get on the boat, and we go to Egypt, Israel, Ephesus, Cyprus. We spend a day shopping.
Mediterranean cruise.
Yes. In Athens, and then we come back home. And I'm going to be doing a series of workshops also on a relationship thing and some coaching. And the first 10 people that sign up get an hour free coaching session with me.
Interesting.
So all they have to do is go to my website at michellehammond.com and click on the icon about the cruise to find out more.
Okay, fantastic.
It's in March 27th to April 5th. Because I wanted people to know that there was a payment plan. They've got time
to prepare
to
pay the payment. Okay, good. So talk about relationships.
Yes.
Now, somebody, a couple get into a relationship. How soon is okay to get intimate? This is the dilemma. Now, you know that us guys, day one is good enough.
Yeah, I know.
You know, all right, good. So how early is too early?
Well, spiritually speaking or naturally speaking?
Let's take it from both sides.
Okay. Well, I think actually both, I agree that both of them are right at the same time. And I think that, first of all, I always say that dating is not for mating, it is for collecting data.
Interesting. Okay, I think you have to say that again.
Dating is not for mating. It is for collecting data.
Okay.
What is that data? It's everything that you are going to peruse and consider to see if this person even qualifies to be considered for courtship. I think a lot of times, especially if you've had a long season of not having anyone interested in you, you get so excited when that person comes into your life that you don't get all your facts on the person. And then you're too deeply invested in the relationship later down the line to get out when you find out that there are things that are really unacceptable. So you start to make excuses for those things. You begin to hope that the person changes. And, several years later, you're still stuck, or by now you're even married, and you are a miserable specimen of a person. So the time for dating is to find out everything. Ask the hard questions. Get to know that person first before we even get to the laying on of hands. How about that?
Oh, no, you didn't go there.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you separated dating from courtship.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
So explain what that difference is.
Okay.
Okay, and then take us into courtship, because I think that for a lot of people, the dating process. There's no separation between the dating process and what courtship is. So if you could just take us a little bit into that, and then
dating is when you're doing social things together. This is the time when you should be hanging out with them and their friends, because their friends are going to reveal a lot about the person that you're considering, number one. So social settings, see if they even have social acumen. Some people people are just not good with people, and they can pull it off on a one-on-one, but if they're out in a group, and let's face it, a lot of life is lived, most of life is lived outside of the home if you get that far. So really activities, meeting family, meeting friends, doing things together, because in those situations, you're going to find out how that person handles money. You're going to find out if they need anger management. You're going to find out a lot of things just in that interactive. I always say people should actually marry their best friends. Now, when we meet people that we want to be friends with, we take a lot of time to get to know them. We ask a lot of questions. We spend a lot of time exchanging information, finding common ground that then becomes the foundation of your friendship. The same thing needs to happen in dating. And during that process, now at that time, you could be dating a lot of different people because you're not intimate. You're not kissing. You're not laying on of hands yet. But what you are doing is you're checking out your options. What that also does is it keeps your desperation level down so that you don't make bad decisions and choices about, yes, I'm going to go with this person, because you see options. Okay? Now, once you start to narrow down and you go, you know what? I really like this person. Wow, I mean, I really resonate. I feel like I'm a better person when I'm with this person. They're feeding me spiritually, emotionally. Everything, you know, just seems better when they're around. I really want to spend more time. That is when you have the discussion of, this is where my heart is. I'm feeling engaged. Are you feeling it too? Should we consider, you know, narrowing down our options now and focusing on one another to see how we do life together? So now the courtship comes in. That means you're now considering one another's time, schedules, and all of that. You're not married yet, so you still don't treat that person like a husband or a wife until they're a husband and a wife, which, you know, gets into money and all that kind of stuff, because we've got some interesting ideas around here. That's a whole other show. But basically what we're saying is that you are now spending time concentrating to see what life looks like if this person is your only option. How do you move forward? And that's when you have serious discussions about your intentions on moving forward and you know, testing the waters by focusing on one another exclusively for a while before you get into the marriage. So you've got all of that going on. So then you said, how soon is too soon? Okay, so my whole thing is, the minute that that person wants to kiss you, you get to have the discussion on where is this going. Because kisses are not promises.
No, they're not.
Some people just like to just kiss. Hey, you know, women are wired differently, even though I think in modern times we have this tendency to feel that women are more liberated and that they're cool with it. I say they're really not. I think they've just adjusted intellectually. But deep down inside, when they make a connection with a man, they have an expectation of something real happening, something more lasting and permanent happening. So in the view of that, a woman has to value herself enough not to give away cheap thrills. I always tell people, you know, in the States, they have this place called Sam's Club. When you go to Sam's Club, on every station, they have like these little samples. You get to taste stuff. And hopefully you'll buy it if you like it enough. But, you know, I go there and hang out on Saturdays. I taste everything and I don't buy anything. And I think that sometimes that happens in the dating arena. So we have to be very careful on what is this person intentionally pursuing you, or are they just curious? Being able to discern that, see how far is that going. Now, as far as the ultimate sex act, since I'm a pastor, I have to say that any time before marriage is too soon for that. Now, why is that? Let's take God out of it. God says no sex before marriage, but let's take God out of it just for an experiment of just sense, just having sense. We have the phrase making love, but we know that sex doesn't really make love. It makes you obsessed with a person. It connects you to the person. And anyone watching, I'm sure, would agree that it's harder to break up with someone that they've had sex with than someone they haven't had sex with. So that's evidence that a bond is created, that it takes a lot of work to unbreak. I think that a lot of times when the relationship is over and you're mourning it, you're actually mourning the pieces of yourself you can't get back because you gave everything. So it's very important to value yourself enough to protect what is precious to you. That's your body, that's your heart, that's your spirit, that's your love, that's your mind, because all of those elements get wrapped into sex.
So so you're saying that until you get married, don't even go there.
Don't go there.
Simply because you don't want the regret of having to have given away so much of yourself. And now you're looking at it and saying, I don't even want to marry this person.
Right, because that happens, doesn't it?
But what about you're going to get married? You've checked all the boxes. Everybody's happy. Gone down the aisle. And then a few years into the marriage, you know, for some reason, one of you, both of you, decides that you don't want this anymore. And one thing leads to another, the marriage crumbles. You've still given yourself away.
Yes, but at least it's...
And maybe you've given even more of yourself away in a certain sense. You know.
But at least you've honored the investment to some degree.
Okay.
To give yourself and then have someone not even want to make the purchase. You know, it's like going to the grocery store and standing in the middle of the aisle and opening a carton of milk and drinking it and then saying, I don't want to pay for what I just drank. You understand what I'm saying? At least you got purchased for a minute. You had a commitment. You had a covenant. Someone invested. I mean, when you say I do, that is a life investment.
Okay.
But to have someone walk away from you when you've given everything of yourself and they don't even want to make the investment after that, I think it's more of a slap in the face. It's more of a huger betrayal and rejection than if you were married and you decided that it's not working.
Okay, so now I'm going to play devil's advocate for
You're
those
always
people.
good at that.
Yeah, I'm going to play with it. For those who are saying that, look, I need to test drive my car
I knew you were going there.
before I buy it. Listen, we both got into the showroom. There's been a lot of conversation about the Bugatti and how powerful the engine is and all of those things. And I don't know, because I've not tested it. I've just watched it on a video.
You know
I need
what?
to test my ride before I
You need to
pull
test
out my
the ride.
checkbook.
But you know what? A test drive, I remember I bought a car one year from a woman who had had trouble with it the whole time she had it.
Okay.
And I told her it's because it's my car. I bought the car and I had no problem with it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to say that good sex has everything to do with love and communication. Not taking yourself so seriously in the bedroom that you can't discuss your likes and dislikes, and actively and hilariously discover one another's bodies and what works for you. I don't think that experience makes good sex because everyone has a different body combination. So what makes Akos go, ooh, would make, Abina say, what the heck was that? So, experience has nothing to do with it. And I think that test driving muddies the waters because the things that go the distance in a marriage are love. They are commitment. They're the friendship. Think of all the people who have gotten married and maybe someone's had a health challenge. And they're not able to do something, but they love each other so much, they stick together, they make it work, and they find alternative options on how to please one another. So I don't think that the test drive is really necessary. I think that you know the chemistry before you get married. Now, if you've got no chemistry, if you're not like fighting to stay holy, then there's an issue.
Okay.
I would clock that.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you should struggle a bit.
Okay. So
Yes.
so you know that this is probably potentially the right choice.
Yes.
Because there's also the
chemistry is there, the passion
strong.
is there, yes.
You're feeling it.
Yes, you're
Okay.
feeling it. You should feel it. Now, if you don't feel it, I would caution you because I did have a friend, two gorgeous, gorgeous people, gorgeous, that should have been like having a fabulous time. And she got married to the guy and he never touched her. And I had some questions about before, he was fine before. And I said, he shouldn't have been so fine.
Okay.
There should have been a struggle. I mean, he had pornographic issues that he just couldn't deal with her. And after 9 years, they finally divorced after 9 years of no sex.
Wow.
Okay, so there are other issues that come up. There are mental issues that come up with sex. perversion issues that come up with sex. There are a lot of different things. So there needs to be that struggle there. That should be evidence so that you know, oh yes, we both desire one another, but we've chosen to keep one another honorable before God and ourselves.
All right. Thank you very much, Michelle.
That was a lot of information. Love talking about sex.
All right. So thank you very much. We've been talking to Michelle McKinney Hammond, and it's been a fabulous time.
Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed this video.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Citi Tube.
For exclusive Breakfast Daily content and other Citi TV programs.
Like, comment, and share with your friends.